Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Daily Analysis. So NVIDIA still is in the correction mode. Another 7% down today. Let's discuss NVIDIA stock price movement for this week in this video. Starting with the daily summary, NVIDIA opened at 111.52. It made a high 111.99. It made a low 102.54 and it closed at 103.73. So today we saw the clarity on Nvidia price movement. Overall, the trend was down with minor fluctuations. So this tells that strong negative momentum on Nvidia is still there. But the good thing is, after hours, Nvidia is up about 5.2%. And the major reason is AMD earnings came better than expectation, and also the revenue guidance for Q3 beats expectation. Let's take a look. Actual earnings $0.69 a share versus estimated $0.68 a share, and overall revenue 5.84 versus expectation 5.73 billion. And also the Q3 revenue guidance went up as well, 6.7 billion versus 6.6 billion estimated for Q3. So as I mentioned in my yesterday video that if AMD beats the expectation, that should also help Nvidia stock go up. I hope Nvidia should carry positive momentum tomorrow as well. But looks like this might be a short-term spike, but overall momentum on Nvidia, I still see negative in the correction mode, right? So if you take a look last 5 days, Nvidia is down about 12.86%, last 1 month 16.5% down, and last 6 months 65.25% up. So after touching the all-time high, that was about 140, Nvidia is down about 25 or 26% so far. Now the question is how far below Nvidia may go before the earnings. I can give you my estimate that I presented to you guys sometime last week as well. Let's take a look. So this was my price projections for Nvidia for this quarter before earnings. So based on my calculation, the minimum point was 97 and the highest 137. I did this calculation a few weeks ago and I presented to you guys as well. So based on my understanding, Nvidia should not go below 97 before the earnings. And that is due sometime next month, probably 4 weeks from now. And another approach to find out the minimum point for Nvidia for this quarter is this. In these tables, I put together the adjusted closing price for Nvidia for each quarter. For example, this is for Q4 2023, this is for Q1 2024, and this is for Q2 2024. For Q2 2024, the quarter is not finished yet. So after the earnings, sometime next month, so this quarter will then complete it. So, but these quarters are complete. So take a look this one. The minimum price in Q4 2023 Nvidia touch was 45.5 and the maximum 73.89. In Q1 2024, the minimum 76.19 and the maximum is 95.38. The minimum point in Q1 2024, that is 76.19, did not go below the maximum price of one quarter prior, that is Q4 2023, and the maximum price was 73.89. Basically, what I'm trying to say that the minimum price 76 in Q1 2024 is still was higher than the maximum price one quarter prior. If that's true for this quarter as well, then we can hope that the minimum price for this quarter should not go below the maximum price of the prior quarter. The maximum price in the last quarter, the prior quarter, was 95.38. So far in this quarter, we saw the minimum 103.7, and that was today. So there's still some room for Nvidia to go down until 95.38. So from both of these two studies, the minimum point or the lowest point that Nvidia should touch is either 97 or 95, right? Again, these are just two assessments, right? It does not mean that Nvidia would follow 100% according to these studies. Now, let's take a look at forward P for Nvidia. You see in this table the forward P for Nvidia, Palantir, SMCI, and AMD are further down today. 36.24 Nvidia, Palantir 79.9, SMCI 21.34, and AMD 39.90. At this point, I'm getting hit by both Nvidia and SMCI. My stocks portfolio is about 20% down as of today. But I'm still holding these stock because I still think that these are just correction. I'm not expecting a recession that should last multiple quarters. So, in my opinion, this might be a short term thing. Probably until the elections, we might see this kind of volatility, but eventually, I guess the stocks should bounce back. The reason is, the financials data and the overall macroeconomic indicator are still positive. And tomorrow we have the FOMC meeting. We have Mr. Paul's speech about the rate cut. That will be important. Again, if he gives any hint or any timeline for the rate cut to start, that would be a positive news for the market. Now, let's take a look at Fibonacci levels. You see 90-day hourly interval chart for Nvidia and also the Fibonacci level in the short-term view. As we saw yesterday, the next level of support was 103 and this was already broken. Now let's take a look at a medium term outlook and redraw Fibonacci levels. Now I have further extended these Fibonacci levels to include the lowest point of 75.96 and that is this point, and the highest point is still 140.56. So based on this medium term outlooks, the next level of support after 103 was broken, the shorter term is 100.4 and after that is 89, right? And 89 in this case based on the Fibonacci levels is a very strong support, and that translates to 23% retracement from the all-time high in the medium term outlook. And also this level translates to 38% retracement in the longest term outlook from 0 through the maximum point that was 140. As you see, the highest point was 140.56, that is 141. And then if I take the 38% retracement or 37.5% retracement, that gives me 88.12. This level is 89, so probably about 88 or 89, that would give 38% retracement overall, right? I don't want to confuse you any further, but I just want to mention to you guys that 89 or 88 is a very strong support. And if we see more downward trend on Nvidia, probably 88 or 89 is the one that we can trust on, that Nvidia should not go below these levels. And probably this will be my stop loss as well before I sell my stocks. Now let's take a look Bollinger Bands. As we noticed yesterday in the Bollinger Bands, the stair pattern, and I mentioned to you guys based on the stair pattern, I see Nvidia go further down to follow that pattern, right? You see that first stair and the second, and the third, right? So now we should see some consolidation here. And if we get more negative momentum on Nvidia, then we should see further down after a few days. Now let's take a look at news regarding Nvidia. You see the news regarding Nvidia on your screen. The first one we can notice is this one that says AMD shares rebound after chip maker post Q2 beat guidance top expectation. So that was a very good news for AMD, Nvidia, and other AI stocks. That the future for the AI companies is still very strong. So next one that says Amazon Q2 earnings preview, and I expect that Amazon should also be able to beat the expectation, and Amazon share price should also go up after earnings. Now this one that says Nvidia stock jumps as analyst predicts $200 share price. I guess $200 at this point may not be realistic expectation. It might go to 200 but not in the short term. Apart from these two news analysis, I do not see anything significant. Let's take a look other AI stocks. So based on my watch list on these stocks, the highest negative change we see is in Nvidia, that is 7% down, and then SMCI 4.5% down, and then Avago, Palantir, AMD, Microsoft, and Amazon. SoundHound and Apple are positive today. So this tells that almost all the AI stocks are negative today, and that shows that the negative sentiment or negative momentum is still there in the market on AI stocks and tech stocks. I looked at some reviews overall. I see that some people are telling it's a good buy opportunity and some are warning for recession. For example, this one that says that it's a good buy opportunity. Even if the stocks are down, they think that it should bounce back. And some are talking about the stock market crash coming. For example, this one that talks about the potential stock market crash, and also this one that says bond market is sounding an alarm that may signal a stock market crash. So that's all about NVIDIA analysis and assessment for this week. I hope you liked the video. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more tomorrow. Take care.